Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I am going to do a what I eat in a day video, but this is not like one of those like clean girl, super aesthetic, making your matcha at 7 o'clock in the morning. This is very, very realistic. It's definitely not all fresh, organic, GMO-free produce. It's very real and very normal. I am trying to eat a little bit healthier, just more whole foods, you know? So I think this is a fun way to kind of keep myself accountable partially and also show you what I eat in a day. For breakfast, I'm going to have a breakfast sandwich. So I bought some eggs this morning. I've got some leftover bread and I might put some cheese in there. I've got some shredded cheese just for a bit of protein. I don't usually eat breakfast, but I find myself ravenous by 11, 12. Today we're going to do two breakfasts. We're going to do 2 pieces of bread, and on one side we're going to have a single egg. I think we're going to do a fried egg and some cheese, and then on the other side we're gonna have cottage cheese and avocado. So a good amount of protein in both options. You can also do like avocado, cottage cheese and hard-boiled eggs and mix it all together. I'm just not really feeling that today, and I thought it'd be fun if I gave you guys like 2 options. Oh, this bread's a little bit hard. It's a couple of days old now. Yeah, they're both pretty similar. This is something I really struggle with because Dave doesn't really eat bread, so then I have to buy the smallest packet I can possibly find and figure out a way to eat it in like 3-4 days, otherwise it just goes off. So whatever this is called, I'm going to wet it slightly, like just wet my fingers and touch it because it's really, really hard. I really don't want to run the bread under the tap, that'll get too wet. Just moisten it a little bit with your fingers. That could have ended so badly. It's so hard, you guys. And I don't have a toaster, so I'm going to cook it in the pan, which means you really want it to be as even as possible, or else like if you have like a part that comes out, that part will cook and then everything else will just be like, you know, raw. If you have butter, definitely use butter, but I don't, so I'm going to use a bit of olive oil. Just coat the pan. And then pop your bread in. I'm going to do the soft side down first. And then just crack your egg in. Okay, sorry about the fan. I know it can get a little bit noisy, but let's chop our avocado while we wait. I've only used the small half of the avocado because I'm only putting it on one side of the toast. And I think we'll keep it simple today with just salt and pepper. So you scoop it out and then you just mash it. It's a perfect ripeness. It's so easy to mash, but it's not brown. If your cheese isn't melting fast enough, you can just flip it over. Make sure it doesn't burn when it's upside down. I've got my bread and I'm going to scoop the avo out on top. This like ratio of bread to avo is my dream ratio. Actually, let me very quickly show you what to do with this. It's so hard with one hand, but you just scoop all the cheese up. Oh, geez. Basically, you just flip it over like that, and it's all melted and perfect. So that's amazing. I'm going to get a clean spoon. When you get a clean spoon to scoop whatever it is, like yogurt, cheese, out of your pot, it lasts so much longer. So put maybe, I mean, whatever you want. I'll put that much on. Beautiful. If you want, you can just put the tiniest amount of like chili flakes on. I'm going to do it because it just looks really pretty, like that. And because the cottage cheese is unflavored, I'm going to put again the tiniest little bit of salt and pepper back on. Just tiny, tiny, tiny. And then for your other one, this is what my cheese toastie looks like now. It looks perfect. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. So perfect. What's that? So beautiful. So elegant. I love that video. Such a good video. And then you just want to pop your egg on top. Again, tiniest little bit of salt and pepper. This is the finished product. I've got 1 cheddar cheese and fried egg piece of toast, I guess, bread. And then another is avocado and cottage cheese. Oh my god, I completely forgot to tell you, I had a coffee this morning. I'll show you. I had the Nespresso hazelnut pod. This is what it looks like. It's a single shot. It is flavored, so I think it's a little bit more expensive. It's like $1.10 for one pod. It's my favorite. Sometimes I have it with a syrup. This morning I didn't. So I had this, and I had it with bonsai, and I had it with some ice, so it was an iced one. But yeah, this is everything I eat in a day. Let's try this one first. I'll just move some of this cottage cheese over. It looks so good. It's perfect. It's so good. The only thing is, you can kind of taste that the bread is a couple of days old. I don't know what I'm making for dinner yet. If I make something that goes with croutons, I'll be making croutons out of the last piece of bread. And this is the egg and cheese. Look at that drip. This is amazing. I'm a big Avo toast girl, but I actually think I like this one more. I think it's the cheese that really makes it. So I don't know how much protein this is, but each version has a bit of protein. Really quick and easy to make. Highly recommend. I'll see you guys at lunch. I'll probably have quite a late lunch because this is a protein-packed breakfast. I'm back. It's not lunchtime yet, but I want to have a snack and I want to show you something that I'm obsessed with. Dave's mum is the sweetest human. She's genuinely too giving. Sometimes I feel so bad because she's just so kind and beautiful person. Anyway, she got these matcha mochis from Costco, and when I was at their place I had one and I was like, wow, this is really good. She gave me a small packet to take home, like one of these, and I made a TikTok video about it. I was like, these are the best. And the next time I saw her, she gave me this. So I think there are 3 of these little like individually packed, they're not little, they're actually pretty big, packets in this big thing. This is such a great gift. Anyway, so I'm gonna have one right now. It says premium matcha mochi. The brand is Madeline or Madeline. On this it says soft and pillowy mochi with an exquisite matcha filling, finished with a delicate dusting of matcha powder. I'm ashamed to say that on my TikTok video I said there was like some kind of bean filling, like green bean filling. I didn't realize it was a matcha filling. I think, smells like real good quality matcha. I think the matcha flavor is most intense on like the outside dusting. The stuff in the middle, it's quite a mild flavor, and it's also, I feel like it's sweeter. So yeah, I just thought it was bean, but apparently it's matcha. This is what it looks like. Well, that's what it looks like inside. So that darker color in the middle, that's the filling. 2468, 3 times 8 is 24. So per serving, one serving is one of these. There's 11 grams, 11.6 grams of sugar. So not as low as I would have thought, but it's okay. I'm really having one. Okay, now I will see you at lunch. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm gonna have another coffee. This is my favorite. It's what I showed you guys earlier, the roasted hazelnut Nespresso pod. Ice cube trays. Oh, that has not properly frozen. I froze it this morning. These ice cube trays are Nespresso as well. They're so big, and I love how big the ice cubes are. I got this for free. I don't know if I'd buy an ice cube tray from Nespresso. Probably just buy it from Kmart. And then this is the most satisfying thing ever. I love it. I really love it when the coffee stream goes down straight onto the ice cube and it melts the ice cube. In my mind, it cools down the coffee as quickly as possible, and it's just so satisfying. I went to an espresso masterclass and they told me that whenever you're making an iced coffee, sorry, it's a bit loud. Whenever you're making an iced coffee, you should cool the coffee down as quickly as possible. This is the Monin vanilla flavored syrup. I have the caramel as well, but I do prefer the vanilla. And then you just want a little bit, a tiny bit, like that much. And then I'll top it up with milk. Cheers. So good. It is currently 2 p.m. so this is probably the latest I would drink a coffee. I'm not getting my lashes done today, so I can drink coffee a little bit later, but my lash lady tells me that if I drink coffee basically after midday or even tea, my eyes will flutter and it's really hard to lash. So yeah, It's now 4 p.m. I'm having a little bit of pumpkin soup. This is just what's left in my container. I couldn't finish it yesterday, so it's literally the smallest amount. I'm gonna have this because I'm starving. And then I'm going to make some cauliflower florets for dinner. I'll show you. Okay, so we're gonna make some roasted cauliflower. I found this recipe on TikTok. Honestly, this is something I feel like I could make up, but this particular recipe, especially when to toss it, is from TikTok. You wanna wash and dry some cauliflower florets and cut them up. I wash and then cut them up and then dry. I'm gonna put some olive oil in. I'd say this is maybe 3 to 4 cups of raw cauliflower florets. Chuck some olive oil in, just enough to coat. We'll do maybe, call it 2 teaspoons or the equivalent of 2 teaspoons of garlic. And just salt and pepper. And also paprika, salt, pepper, and paprika. Just massage it together. Once it's all tossed together, you're gonna put it in the air fryer or the oven at 200 degrees for maybe like 15 to 25 minutes, depending on how much you've got. I'm probably gonna do 15, and you wanna make sure the roasting tray or the air fryer isn't too crowded, because if it's crowded, they will get a little bit soggy. I'm just going to cook maybe a third or a quarter of it, and this is my dinner. I'm gonna cook a portion of salmon as well. This is just from Aldi, they come frozen, and it's just been defrosting in the fridge. So it's just some skin on salmon, super simple. I'm just gonna put salt and pepper, and that is it. I'm not gonna bother with the garlic, I'm being a bit lazy. It's been about 15 minutes. I have already stopped the air fryer and tossed the cauliflower and put it back in. And then I grated some, is that focused? I grated some Parmesan, so I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. Ooh, stunning. I like it really cheesy. Cheese is like my weakness. And then I'll put it back in for another 2 minutes. Okay, it's done. This is my super easy salmon. I've got a recipe on YouTube if you want to go and watch it. I think it's like 2 or 3 videos back. It's really, really easy, very healthy, very delicious, and I make a broccolini with it. But today I've done the cauliflower instead. I think I overdid the cauliflower a little bit. Let's see if it'll focus. I think I may have overdone the cauliflower. But it's okay. It looks delicious. I put a lot of cheese in it, which I love. David, my boyfriend, does not like veggies. He's like a child with veggies, and I made broccolini for him, and he was like, this is amazing, this is the most amazing thing I've ever eaten. It does have to be cooked in a very specific way. But the way I cooked it is basically how I cooked this cauliflower, except sometimes I put cumin in the broccolini and I don't put cheese. So it's very, very similar texture, similar flavors. And he told me that he really doesn't like cauliflower. It's just disgusting, he said. So I'm gonna cook this for him, maybe without the cheese, and see if he likes it. Because it tastes basically identical to broccolini, but it's a lot cheaper. And this is a salmon. Look at it steaming. Oh, hot. That's good. I love this meal. So good. This is my lunch / dinner. It's 5 p.m. I'm gonna go to Pilates tonight, and then I don't know, I might eat something else when I come home. I made myself a chia pudding for breakfast this morning. I made it last night and I didn't eat it today, so maybe I'll have that as like a snack with some like berries or chocolate. We'll see. I'll let you know. I'm back. My problem is that I like snacks too much, right? So I'm like, I'll see you at lunch, and then I'll have a mochi, and then I'll be like, I'll see you at dinner, and then I'll have an ice cream. So now I'm going to have one of these. These are Haagen-Dazs minis. They have the vanilla caramel, which is quite nice, and the chocolate almond, which is my preferred flavor. I don't really like chocolate ice cream. I don't know why. It's just, I love chocolate, I love ice cream, but chocolate ice cream is like, I could take it or leave it, but I much prefer the chocolate ice cream version in this particular box. Haagen-Dazs is probably one of my favorite ice creams ever. I think like the Haagen-Dazs you get from the actual ice cream shop, like the Haagen-Dazs store, is superior. It is elite, but I haven't been to one in a very long time. I don't even know if there are any in Australia. I will say that these ones that come like from the freezer section in Woolies, they are not nearly as good as the actual Haagen-Dazs store. So yeah, like they're good, but they're not you must try. Whereas the salmon and the cauliflower and the broccolini that you'll see Tudio's also back, you must try. They're really good. They're also so tiny. I feel like this is great for portion control, but I could, if I wanted to, I could put this whole thing in my mouth. I'm not going to. Mine's out of the gutter. Currently like 11:30 p.m. I went to Pilates and I went to my friend's place and had 3 gyozas. I wasn't hungry because I had dinner so late, but now that I'm home, I'm kind of hungry. And I also need to take my antibiotics that I can't have on an empty stomach. So I'm going to have some of this. I don't really know what this is. It's some kind of like Asian, like Chinese thing. It reminds me of corned beef, but not really. You have it with this sauce. So my mum made this and I'm just gonna have a little bit of that and then take my medication and call it a day. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I will see you in the next one.